So I probably won't upload this video till tomorrow, but I wanted to do this now just in case I run out of time to do it tomorrow. As I said, tomorrow or today, as my next journal entry goes up, it'll be my birthday. I'll be officially 36. God. So the next story I'm going to tell you is this is a very good happy story. So I know a lot of people have probably seen, well, actually nobody's seen them, but a lot of people who may see it, these videos like, wow, there's a lot of negativity, sad stories, pathetic stories, and you have to look at it as it's helping me vent. It's helping me get rid of this, and to express my negativity. Like so, it is actually helping me get out of this. So kind of what it goes down to was so after I left New Omega Wrestling, I moved to New Mexico, and when I was out here, I think I had maybe a week or two. I think just about 2 weeks of getting settled, and before I was gonna go start the academy for the corrections department. Now the correction department out here now it's a little different, but when I was there, you slept there Monday through Friday, and at Friday afternoon they released you, and then you were home Friday night, Saturday, and then you had to report back Sunday by 8 p.m., usually 8 p.m., sometimes 6. And in the state of New Mexico at the time, now it's different, is all the prisons, no matter what prison you went to go work for around the state, you had to go to Santa Fe and you had to go out there to be in the department. And you had to, like I said, sleep there. So Sundays, some of these people that were in further towns or cities were just getting up and then coming right back to the academy on Sunday. So they literally, if you think about it, all they had was Friday night to go home. And some of these people had to drive 3 hours to go home. So they weren't even getting home till like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, sometimes 10, because, they're traveling across the state. And that really sucked. Like for me, I think it was 25 minutes away. So it wasn't that bad for me. So during this time in the department, we're coming close to I think I'm like almost to the halfway point, or I'm in close to the halfway point, or almost done. And I've been gone from the company. Now, thanks to the internet and social media, not like we have now, I was able to keep up with the company. I was able to see what was going on with them. The one thing that was happening was Falcon was becoming a bad guy. And Falcon gave this promo on himself and on me that I don't think was scripted. I think part of that was his real feelings. And he flat out said, I abandoned him. And kind of what happened, kind of what I forgot to tell in the last video was, so in that Fatal 4-Way match that I had for the IC title, the first fall of the match, actually, I got wrong, was for my tag team belt, because I had to drop the tag team belt. And whoever got the first fall, won the tag team titles, and they can pick a partner of their choosing later down the line. Well, Zion pinned Tech, and Zion became a tag team champion, and then him and T. Summers would become tag team champions. And then after that, the next fall was for the IC title, and that's what I won. And I'll never forget, Falcon said he abandoned me. He didn't care about how I felt. He didn't care that belt was also mine. I didn't even get to I didn't lose it. I didn't lose my belt. But I have to give it up because Duke decided to be a good guy. He's not the same. He's not the Machine anymore. He goes, the Machine, even though he was an a-hole, he always cared about his friends. He made sure we were taken care of. He did not take care of us. He left. And for a selfish reason, I'm going to put up this title so I can be a champion by myself. He went off. And I don't think it was, and Falcon would later tell me down the line, part of that was him just being honest how he felt. And I couldn't disown him for that. So during this time, now that I'm gone, right? So Frost makes his way back because he doesn't have to face me, and people are pretty pissed at him still. They're telling him off, like how selfish that was, even though everybody else was pretty selfish and didn't say goodbye to me. But that's a whole other thing. And he didn't care. He did not care. And I think they even did a backstage promo with him about him not showing up for me, that he was afraid of me. And he called me a bitch. He said, I ain't scared of that bitch. I just don't want to show up because he ain't worthy to fight me. And just the aspect of this, I'm 5'11". Frost is 5'6". And then he maybe weighs 110 pounds. He's a tiny dude. He's a coward, and he's supposed to be a coward. That was his character. But he legitimately was a coward. Like in real life, he was a coward. He this guy couldn't throw a punch if his life depended on it. Like that's why he didn't like, and that's, to be honest, I wish I still had my MySpace account because I still remember the last message he sent me before he did no show. He goes, I'm afraid you're gonna hurt me because I know how much you can kick my ass. And that was him straight up saying that. Oh my god, I hate that dude. I need to let that go though. Oh my gosh, I guess that's the best way to say it. So during this time, Frost is still champion, and he comes out and cuts a promo, and he's saying that he's beaten everybody in the back, and there's nobody worthy enough to face him, and there's nobody there that even deserves a chance with him. Well, the crowd now is back, and the crowd is chanting for me. They're chanting for Duke. They're going, Duke, Duke, Duke. And people are chanting that, and you can see it's pissing Frost off, right? Because we built all this animosity between me and him. But people thought that was story, but it was like legitimately we just didn't like each other. Well, kind of fast forward this a little bit more. I met a girl at the time, and her name was Tiffany. And me and her met at one of my college classes in California. And I guess she always liked me. I guess she always had a thing for me, and I would flirt all the time. And I'm like a natural flirt, anyways, I guess. So it doesn't really matter. And I just thought this girl was so pretty. I couldn't believe she took my breath away when I saw her. She was just so amazing. And little did I know. Well, I kind of got to know her. We became friends, and she tells me one day, I kind of ask her. I find out she has a boyfriend. And I was like, okay, you're off limits, right? Well, I guess during this time, time passes. Her and her boyfriend have issues, and they break up. And then me and her start talking. Unbeknownst to me that she's broken up with this guy. It was just, the right timing to start talking again. Because I'm in New Mexico, right? Because she wanted to hang out, and she didn't know I moved out here. And I told her I moved out here, and blah, blah, blah. And then she says, like, oh, why didn't you ever, ask me for my number? And I'm like, well, you had a boyfriend. I don't do that. And she's like, yeah, but, at least then I could have talked to you more out there instead of messaging you on this and blah, blah. Well, I give her my number. We text, blah, 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 blah. And then she's telling me, how she really wants to see me. She really wants me to come out there and come back. And I said, well, let's see what I can do because I graduate the academy here pretty soon. Well, what it comes down to is this. I watched the video where they're chanting my name. And I was like, these people remember me? And I think I've been gone for almost 2 months. And I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. And then he said, if there's anybody in the back that wants to challenge me, come out here now. Well, Static is running the music. Because remember, I think I've said in other videos, we all had a job. I'm going to take a drink here for a second. I'm drinking a beer, and I know if I put that on here, on YouTube, it's going to be, flagged and all this other stuff. So, Static's back there, and by accident, he plays my entrance music for about 10 seconds. And people in the audience go crazy because they think I'm coming out. And they think I'm going to challenge Frost for the title. They think, oh my gosh, he never left. He's coming back. He's going to fight. He's going to take the title. He's going to be the hero. Well, Static realizes what he did, and he's like, I guess in the back, like trying to stop my music. Well, my music stops, and people are upset and kind of just like booing. And I was like, huh, do they really want me back? Wow, that's kind of weird. So we have a holiday weekend coming up, and they're gonna release this early. And I was like, all right, well maybe I can go. Maybe I can go out to California and visit my friends, have a match, and see this girl. And just to kind of know, this is like guys and ladies. I'll tell you right now, if you ever get somebody that you meet, and they tell you to your face one day, oh, the last time I went out with my significant other, all I could do was think about you, the relationship is doomed. Because of the fact of this, if they were thinking about you when they were dating this other person, doesn't mean they won't do it to you. And they're thinking about somebody else as you are talking or going on a date with them. No, just say no to that. Okay, just telling you. That was my first sign that we weren't gonna work. So, anyways, I come back and I'm talking to Zion and I talked to Sean, and I said, guys, maybe I can come back. They're like, well, just for a one-off? And I was like, no, well, maybe. Let me see how this works. And so I come back, and I bring my girlfriend now at the time with me and show her my world of what I do, and she's not very impressed. She thinks it's dumb. That's just to be honest. And when I come back, I told Sean, and because Sean's talking to me, and he's talking to me in the back because he didn't want like people in the audience to know that I was back, and it was kind of weird because guess what? Everybody was happy to see me, but guess who refused to talk to me? Frost refused to talk to me because he knew I was pissed, and in his mind, he thought like my music was playing was to get back in him. It was so stupid. Like he was the biggest conspiracy nut. I just so paranoid about his stupid title. I mean, it was cardboard. God's sakes. And so what we did, I come up to Sean and they're talking to me like, well, we'll have you cut a promo and this and that. Falcon, I'm sure you saw the video with Falcon talking trash to you, like you can address that, and we'll make it like a surprise in return. Well, during this time, I find out that they haven't crowned a new champion yet. They haven't even started a tournament yet for this title, the IC title, the one that I won and gave back to Zion. And I tell Zion in text, like, why don't you guys have a champion? And they're like, we kind of forgot. I was like, what do you mean you kind of forgot? Well, we've been focusing so much on the heavyweight title. I was like, well, why don't we do this? Why don't... he goes, well, we were going to present it to A-Rock. And I'm very, very against presenting somebody a title. And I said, no, no offense, A-Rock, that's dumb. And they gave me this dirty look. I said, no, let's do this. Let A-Rock win it off of me. He goes, what do you mean? I was like, well, give it to A-Rock. I'll come out. I'll cut a promo. And I'll say, I never lost this title. I left and I cut and I came back. And they're like, huh. Okay. And then we'll have a triple threat hardcore match between me, A-Rock, and I want to add Mike Falcon. And then Falcon will cost me the title on purpose. Like, he won't win it. He's going to beat me up so bad that he's just going to tell A-Rock to pin me so he can have me lose this belt, right? And because he's going to then, I was like, then the week after when I can't come back, have Falcon cut this promo of how I made him lose the most precious thing that he put over. Like, he put over that belt before he put over our friendship. So I wanted him to lose it. And they're like, huh. That's a good idea. It's a good storyline. Because he's like, well, we are trying to make Falcon a bad guy, have him betray you, have him kick your butt, have him question. I was like, what, that may work. And so finally, they do the whole thing. A-Rock comes out, and then Sean comes out, and Sean's about to give him the title. Well, then my music hits. And you see people are like, oh, here we go, right? Well, I come out. And everyone in the crowd's like, yes, like, thank God, like, oh my gosh, he's back, which is really cool because I've never had that before. And like my like goosebumps are going up and down my arm now just because of like I couldn't believe how excited people were. And I cut this promo on Sean and them and said, you know, I didn't lose this belt. You took it from me. I said, I got punished because I went to become a better person in a different state. I was like, I got a good job offer and I took that time. I took my opportunity. And instead of all of you giving me my opportunity to defend this title, you just take it away from me. You just take it away and you don't give me the chance to be the champion that I'm supposed to be. And I was like, and you're just going to give it to him? It's like, what did you earn? You lost every match. You can't beat a champion. You keep losing to Frost every single time. But yeah, you're going to just hand him this belt? You're making like it's not as good as this belt. This belt is my life. The IC Championship is my life. It's my passion. It's for everybody in the back that works so hard to get to where they need to be and not get something because of politics. This belt represents hard work, not political BS of whose ass you can kiss. And Frost was pissed. You can see him in the crowd like, because he couldn't stand me saying that, right? And so, and Tech wasn't happy because I didn't tell him I was going to say that. And so you can see Tech, like, his face, like, you, oh my gosh, dude. Like, you can just see me so mad. So he's about to leave, and he says, you know what, fine. Since you're claiming you're the champion, and he wants this belt so bad, then fine, you and A-Rock tonight, and the winner will be the true IC champion. I said, all right, but one other thing. I said, what's going on? He goes, what's that? I know all the drama and the BS that's going on with Falcon. I heard what he said to me about me. And I know that he's been going after Static. We were a brotherhood. We were SDF. And our group broke up. But the thing is this. I want Falcon in this match. I wanted a triple threat. I wanted hardcore rules because I'm going to kick both their asses. I'm going to make him realize you don't just earn titles. And I'm going to make Falcon realize where he came from. And Sean said, fine, deal. Kind of moved on, right? So it was kind of cool. And we had this triple threat hardcore match. Awesome, fun match. It was probably one of the best matches I've ever had. It was just crazy. It was chaotic. We were just doing things. And then, like, Falcon was being such a good heel. And he was testing me to be like, see, man, I'm the same. Come on, brother. You're my brother. Come on, SDF. And then we beat up A-Rock together. And then right when I had my trust in Falcon again, I turned my back and Falcon just decked me. And then he would hit me with steel chairs. He threw a steel chair in the air and he drop kicked it and it smacked me in the face, knocked me out. I got him back because A-Rock held a chair onto his face and I kicked it. I ran and kicked it and I barely knocked Falcon out. Sorry. And I lost the title during this match. But Falcon did something really cool. After he drop kicked the chair in my face, he kept hitting me with the steel chair again and again and again. And I think I hit about 7 or 8 times in that match. And he beat me up to the point I was knocked out. And after he beat me up, Falcon easily could have pinned me, became the champion. But he grabbed A-Rock and he threw A-Rock on top of me and he made A-Rock pin me. And then A-Rock was the champion. And then Falcon just turns around and looks and laughs and just flips me off like that and just tells me, that's what you get, you little bitch. And he walks back. And this was causing now the story of where we're going to next. And the next part of this is going to be me and Falcon continuing our story of versing each other and me leaving the final time. That story is going to be dark. I'm not looking forward to that story. But that match was amazing. That return was fun. The everything about it was so great. The atmosphere, the timing. I had this new girlfriend in my life. I had the fans cheering for me. I was fighting. I was in the ring with my best friend, and I was like reunited. And I'm like, and I had this new career. Everything was going great. But the one thing I will say, when you focus so much on the wrong people, it can kill your dreams in a second. And it can take your whole life away from you. And that's what happened. So until next time, peace.